Okay, so anyone who's seen Fyter Fest and also seen my channel will know how much of a happy boy I am right now, because it happened and it was glorious. Hello and welcome to FTTR, I am Hugh McQuaid, and today we are talking about AEW's Fyter Fest Night 1 of 4. You've got this one, you've got Rampage, you've got next week's Dynamite, and then you've got Rampage again. A lot of Fyter Fest here in the AEW realm, but the first night I want to talk about, because there were some high profile matches on this card. A big tag team title match, a big TNT title match, a big championship eliminator match. There was a lot of stuff that happened on this show, and this is my review where I run down the card, let you know everything that happened on the show, my thoughts on the angles, the matches, absolutely everything. So shall we just get straight into the show? So we started off with Orange Cassidy taking on Wardlow for the TNT Championship. Now we got a really funny video package promo where Orange Cassidy was just like, sure, we'll cheat. Yeah, sure thing. And then the best friends do the worst job at cheating in the world. You sort of got Orange Cassidy really lazily sort of shaking things and rubbing his eye like he's been poked in the eye. You got Trent getting out a chainsaw, which was funny, got a big laugh, and then the best friends get ejected, and this turns into an actual match in which we got one of the best wrestlers in the world, Orange Cassidy, taking on Wardlow, one of the best prospects in the world. I think Wardlow has come leaps and bounds since he debuted in AEW, and some of the offense he got in here, including the ending sequence, was just great. He's just really good. He's got some really good power spots, really good facial expressions. He's going to hold that TNT title for a long time. Orange Cassidy tried his best. He hit a beach break, he hit orange punch, he hit a lot of moves on Wardlow, a lot of kickouts, near falls, but Wardlow won with a great counter to an orange punch straight into a powerbomb, just the one powerbomb, and pins Orange Cassidy, and then he does a nice fist bump at the end. Going into this, I thought the dynamics were a bit weird, having face versus face, because Orange Cassidy is so over. Do you really want him losing to Wardlow? Do you think that would sour people on Wardlow? But he didn't, which is really great. Really great stuff, really fun match, really good outcome. Then we got Le Champion Chris Jericho coming out to cut a promo on Eddie Kingston, and he cut a terrific promo on the man. It was really, really sort of in Chris Jericho ways. He sort of does a lists things off. He lists off Eddie's friends, all the people he's been terrible to, and then he delivers a killer line at the end, a really, really great line, which is, "You're not a liar, you're a loser," which ever since pre-Jericho, that's sort of been Eddie's thing. In the CM Punk feud, in the Danielson feud, it was all people underestimating Kingston in the ring, and that line really put sort of an emphasis on that. And if Eddie wins, I think it'll be a really triumphant moment and a really fun sort of climax to the story. Great promo from Jericho. He said some really good things, and this really, really cemented my hype for the match. Then Eddie Kingston cut a very quick return promo, which was fiery as all hell. No Santana there, with Kingston, which is, Santana might be gone from AEW. But he listed off how they broke how Ty broke Soho's arm, Ruby Soho's arm, and how they shaved the head of Ortiz, and how Kingston's just hungry for blood. Great stuff. Really good promo. So in the saga of Mox making young guys look great, we had Daniel Garcia, we've had Wheeler Yuta, now we have Konosuke Takeshita. And oh my god, did Moxley make him look great in this epic clash, because Takeshita is honestly one of my favourite wrestlers working right now. His matches have been absolutely fucking flawless, absolutely mental how good they've been. His Hangman match was amazing, his Kingston match was amazing, and this match was amazing. Just the back and forth between these two, hard strikes mixed with really good power moves from Takeshita, like the emphasis on the German suplex, which I like that they put over on commentary. He hit a German suplex on the apron to Mox. Ow. And they had a brawl outside. Takeshita got busted open because, of course, he did, because it's a Mox match. And just the closing sequence of this with Takeshita kicking out of the paradigm shift and hitting some great offense, but he never hit the knee. As far as I can recall, he didn't hit his flying knee, which, different day, could have been Takeshita's win, and he could be vying for the AEW World Championship. But Moxley hit the paradigm shift, and then Bulldog choke to win. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic match. Loved it. And I really want to see Takeshita move into a title division. Maybe vie for the All-Atlantic title with Pac. I think it'd be great. I think it'd be fantastic. Then we got a House of Black promo. They're going into a feud with Darby Allin, which I'm actually quite interested in. I think that'd be quite fun. I'd love to see... I don't know why I'd love to see this, because it sort of breaks the move, but I'd love to see Sting no-sell a Black Mass from Malachi Black. Don't know why. I just think it would be sick. Just, he takes the kick, spins round, and he's fine. I fancy book that in my head now, so I want it to happen. Then we got Christian cutting another promo on Dead Dads, only this time it was on Brian Pillman Jr. And again, cementing himself as the most despicable heel in wrestling at the moment. And he brings out Luchasaurus, who just looks great. The theme is great. And he tears into Griff Garrison for Griff Garrison daring to compare himself to Jungle Boy in a photo that was on Twitter, I do believe. And Luchasaurus just kills them both. He just murders them both, puts both of them through a table. Well, attempts to put them through a table. First, it doesn't break, and if it doesn't break, you try it again, which I thought was great. Really great. Luchasaurus has really sort of gone into this villain mode, and he's really embraced it, which I think is good, because it's just so fun, and he looks so cool. So yeah, winning this, I'm still thinking post-Jungle Boy feud, I think Christian Cage will be the return feud for MJF, and that's where it's got to go. It's got to go that way. Then we got a Jericho Appreciation Society promo in which they emphasise the Shark Cage, which I think is hilarious. The whole Shark Cage thing being because of Shark Week, I think is just so funny and just shows the weird sort of crossover of TV stations and networks and wanting to do these promotional things when it doesn't really fit. I just think it's hilarious. But it was fun promo from all three guys, and then Daniel Garcia hyped up Death Before Dishonor, which looks absolutely banging, if I do say so myself. It looks like a fantastic card and a fantastic show. I genuinely can't wait to see it. Then we got everyone's dream match, Claudio Castagnoli versus Jake Hager, the Real Americans, imploding here in AEW, and they had a really fun match. I like that Claudio basically starts off his match by just sprinting and hitting an uppercut and then trying to hit his finisher. I think that's really cool, and he did the same to Hager like he did to Zack Sabre Jr. And it's just great. Claudio is working so well in AEW because I think he's adding a different dynamic to the Blackpool Combat Club. I think he's adding almost an era of arrogance and like confidence that the other guys don't sort of have. Like Moxley has the swagger, and Danielson does have sort of like the arrogant, sort of knowledgeable person, but sort of this brash arrogance is sort of coming out of Claudio for me, and I think it really fits well in the group. I don't know if it'll lead to an implosion or something like that, or that's the kind of sort of arrogance that will spark the Eddie Kingston feud. But Hager had a great match with Claudio. Really fun stuff. JAS ran in. They got sort of like did their distraction things because the Jericho Appreciation Society, but Claudio won. Right decision. This match is done. People can move past this, and yeah, excited to see where this leads post Jericho. Next up, we got a Thunderstorm promo, and they are fully going behind Thunder Rosa and Tony Storm as a team, mainly because the name, I don't know if it's just ironically because their name makes Thunderstorm, but they've got merch, they've got this whole unified presentation, so they are a fully fledged team, and they were their promo was interrupted by by Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. And Britt Baker, I don't know if I'm still into Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa. I'd like to see her sort of move on and do other things. I don't really want a rerun of this again, but I don't know if they've built anyone up enough to sort of be on that level. So of course they have to sort of go back to Britt. Whether this will lead to an implosion between Thunderstorm, we will see. But it was a strong promo from both teams. And Thunder Rosa just always seems to need to have the last line. This is like a weird nitpick, but every time sort of a promo reaches its conclusion and she doesn't need to say anything else, she always sort of just blurts something out and it feels a bit awkward. I don't know why. She did it here and it really stuck out to me. But yeah, fun promo. Then we got Anna Jay versus Serene Deb. The crowd went too into this. I just don't think they've done a good enough job of booking the women's division to make people fully care yet. I'm excited for the match at Death Before Dishonor, but this just it was okay. It was a better TV match, better women's match on TV. And Serena Deeb's just great. Her heel work's great. Her presentation is great. And it's just always great to see her in the ring. But I can't really recall many massive spots, to be honest. And sort of just Deeb won with the Serenity Lock. So, yeah, I want them to step up. Maybe, if Sasha Banks walks through those doors, we will see a step up in the women's division. But who knows? We shall see. Then we got a baddies promo. There's sort of the infighting going on there with Stokely Hathaway, and they're up against Athena. They will be scouting Athena and Chris Statlander on Rampage, so be sure to look forward to that because that should be fun. I hope Athena takes the belt off Jade personally, because I don't know why, but I think the baddies shtick is sort of run its course for me. And yeah, I'd like to see someone else have the TBS title. Hopefully Athena, because I think she'd be great with it. Then we got AEW's weekly tradition of, hey, you think you've seen the best TV match of the year? Well, hold my beer, because this was a triple threat tag team match between the Young Bucks, Team Tarz and Swerve in Our Glory. And oh my god, this was awesome. There were some absolutely insanely cool spots in this. One of my highlights was a double old school from Nick Jackson and Ricky Starks. That was incredibly fun. And then the later stage of the matches just got even more over the top and extreme. There was an absolutely amazing bit where the Young Bucks had Swerve down to do their sort of handspring dropkick, and he kips up at the same time and then it hits them both with a double dropkick. That was insanely good. There was an insane sequence at the end when Hobbs was just spine bustering people again and again and again and again, and he got a holy shit chant from the crowd. I was like, oh my god, this is just going mental. Keith Lee started the match strong. He nearly hit a huge spinning roundhouse to Matt Jackson, and that was sort of their story in the match was Matt Jackson and Keith Lee. And it was just crazy at the end. There was the huge, insane spot that I love of Swerve sort of kicking off the chest of Keith Lee to do a moonsault. Insane, unreal stuff. And then the ending came when Keith Lee hit a huge rolling plancha to the outside and Swerve hit the double foot stomp on Ricky Starks to win. And Swerve and Our Glory are the new AEW Tag Team Champions. Finally, I think organically this would have made more sense to do at Double or Nothing because they were a little bit hotter than they are now. But I'm just so happy to see them with the gold. And I think this will be a Hangman Page, Kenny Omega scenario. I think the turn's coming when they lose those belts. Don't know whether that'll be before All Out, because I thought the plan would have been to do FTR versus the Young Bucks 3 with the AEW titles on the line. So maybe it'll come before then. But I want to see them have a nice long reign. I think FTR Young Bucks maybe doesn't need the AEW tag team titles yet. And then the Bucks can win them post All Out. Give them a little bit of time to really do something with those belts. Because they deserve it. Swerve and Lee are insanely great. I love Keith Lee. I love everything he does. His facial expressions are just top notch, and they both looked so happy winning those belts. Only issue and nitpick I have with this, and it's an issue that I have with AEW sort of constantly, is their time management. I would have liked a bit more time for them to, celebrate, but you only got like one shot of them raising the belts and then it cut to black. and JR just running through the card and saying, see you later, folks. They barely got time to celebrate, so just fix that. Fix your timing issues, AEW. But other than that, really good show. I don't know if it was as good as Road Rager. That's a tough one. But I thought this was really fun overall. I'd give this a solid 4 out of 5. Check it out if you can. And I want to know your thoughts on Fyter Fest. Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll try and reply to every single one of you. Thank you all ever so much for your support, and have a nice day.